agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well.
The teenager who shot and killed a police officer 25 years ago has finally been sentenced to death. When Benjamin Ritchie received the news, he broke down because there was no more avoiding what he did that night. Back in 2000, Ritchie was just 20 years old when he senselessly opened fire on a police officer in Indiana. There was no history between them. They had never met. He should have faced the consequences long ago. In fact, the court sentenced him to death not long after the crime. But years of legal controversy, changes in legal counsel, death penalty procedures, and repeated psychological evaluations delayed everything. 25 years passed, and Ritchie was still alive. He started to believe that maybe, just maybe, he'd live out his sentence and die in prison of old age. But reality caught up to him. The Indiana Supreme Court finally signed off on the execution order. Ritchie must be put to death no later than May 20th of this year. Now that night is being relived once again in the courtroom. Officer William Toney was in pursuit of a stolen vehicle when Ritchie, sitting inside the car, suddenly pulled out a gun and fired 4 times. One of the bullets pierced through the officer's vest, striking him directly in the heart, but Ritchie didn't run. He stepped out of the vehicle, walked up to Officer Toney, and fired one more shot, just to make sure he was dead. That final bullet left no doubt. Toney, a young father of 2 daughters, was left to die in the street. And the next day in court, Ritchie showed no remorse, no apology, no tears. His lawyers tried to argue that he suffered from fetal alcohol syndrome, bipolar disorder, and severe childhood neglect. But the judge wasn't buying any of it and ultimately sentenced him to death. Still, Ritchie filed appeal after appeal. He stalled. He delayed. He tried to shift the narrative. And now, 25 years later, his time has run out. The officer's daughters, who were children when their father was killed, are now grown. It took their entire lives to see this justice carried out, and the man who once took a life so easily is finally being forced to face the end of his own. But what do you think? Can justice delayed by 25 years still be called justice? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.